Where can you turn when serious illness or grief touches your life?
Hospice Peterborough has been caring for people in our community since 1988, and we provide a number of different services that can help people cope when they are living with serious illness.
Located at 439 Rubridge Street in a home thoughtfully designed to provide a warm and welcoming environment, we invite you to call or drop in to learn more about how we can help. All services are provided free of charge. You need not feel alone. Everyone at Hospice Peterborough has experience providing care and support to families who are living with a life-threatening illness. Hospice staff also coordinate and provide training for volunteers who become the hands and heart of the agency, filling many roles from office support and group facilitation to volunteer visiting in your home. When you're diagnosed with a life-threatening illness, you need information and support. Hospice Peterborough has an extensive lending library of books, professional journals and videos, as well as easy access to the internet. You're always welcome to drop in for a coffee, browse in the library, chat with a staff member or volunteer, and borrow resources that will help you and your family.
The room where we have our support group is the safest place that I know in the world. In that room we can be ourselves. We can discuss our difficulties, our joys, our sorrows, and know that there's complete confidentiality and that we will get all kinds of help and information as we require it.
Families can find support in many ways at Hospice Peterborough. The weekly Day at Hospice program welcomes men and women who are living with a life-threatening illness. Here they attend support groups, share a great lunch, and stay for an afternoon activity that's fun as well as therapeutic.
I became a hospice volunteer 15 years ago. I help with the A Day at Hospice program. And for me, it's really an opportunity to extend a helping hand to people that are facing a tough time in their life.
I find that hospice provides a lot of caring for me and a lot of information through the group. And so you find that you do get a sense of relief in knowing that you're not unique in the problem that you have. It's just very informal, and we can talk about anything or everything. It's the highlight of a week for me.
Providing care to someone who is very ill can seem overwhelming. Hospice Peterborough recognizes that caregivers may feel alone, confused, and unprepared for what lies ahead. They often have their own special needs for support. Staff and volunteers at Hospice Peterborough can often help caregivers feel more comfortable in this stressful role by offering practical advice, educational workshops, and providing emotional support. Hospice works in partnership with other community agencies and helps to connect families with helpful resources and services. Hospice Peterborough could not function without the support and participation of its volunteers.
The Hospice Peterborough volunteers are very special people. They give their time and their talent and their heart to make it possible for us to provide the caring support that we do in this community.
From the beginning, we've provided special training in palliative care to people who are interested in becoming a visiting volunteer. When someone is ill and requires almost constant care at home, it can be very difficult to find the help you need. Staff understand that welcoming another stranger into your home at this time is never easy.
My husband was terminally ill with cancer, and I was looking after him at home. I had not heard of hospice, but I received a phone call and someone offered a volunteer in the home. And at first I was a little reticent, but I got, in actual fact, to look forward to her visits because I could say anything to her and no one was judging me for a thought. And I honestly don't know what we would have done without hospice.
Hospice Peterborough volunteers provide companionship and respite for caregivers, as well as emotional and practical assistance to those who request it. They're flexible and find ways to fit in with family, friends, and healthcare providers to ensure that your needs for care and support are met. This often means that someone who is living with a life-threatening illness can remain safely at home where they're most comfortable. Hospice Peterborough's care does not end when someone dies. It continues into the months and years ahead.
In the classes or in the bereavement course, there were other people there that would express feelings. Like they'd express feelings that I was having. I mean, I couldn't express them. I didn't even know what was wrong. You know, you're just floundering with grief. And someone else would talk about it, and you'd kind of laugh and say, yeah, that's me. I've gone through that.
Family and friends may expect you to get on with your life or get over it. Indeed, you may expect it of yourself. It's not that simple, however. Hospice Peterborough provides a safe and comfortable place where you can receive bereavement support.
It was really nice to know that I suppose misery likes company. It's really nice to know that somebody else is going through the same thing that I was going through.
Informal luncheons, held twice a month, are an easy way for those who are recently bereaved to drop in and meet casually with others in similar circumstances. This time together is facilitated by a staff member and experienced volunteer who are there to listen and encourage you. Later, you may decide to attend one of the grief recovery groups. Led by a Hospice Peterborough bereavement facilitator, grief recovery groups are held throughout the year, and these groups are always well attended. Feedback from participants attests to their value.
I know in my heart that without it, I would never have recovered as well as I have. And I'm not even sure I would have recovered at all without it.
Children, tweens, and teens have very special needs when a loved one dies.
The reason I came to Hospice Peterborough was because my Nana and Papa died.
Their ability to understand and cope with the reality of such a loss is influenced by many things. Therefore, bereavement support groups for children and adolescents, led by professionals and skilled volunteers, are held regularly. They take part in discussion and specific exercises, such as journal writing and arts and crafts, which encourage them to express their thoughts and feelings.
The group made a difference in my life because I knew others. I wasn't the only one that felt that way.
The staff at Hospice Peterborough make it their priority to be available when someone drops by. Whether you're living with a life-threatening illness, caring for someone who is ill, or are bereaved, you can expect to receive immediate attention. Staff can also schedule appointments at mutually convenient times so that you do not feel rushed. After-hour appointments can also be arranged.
As a client service volunteer, that's the role that I feel most called to. I hope they find a friend in me. I hope they find someone that will sit and listen to them and to share the journey that they're on.
Hospice Peterborough is partially funded by the Ontario Ministry of Health and Long-Term Care. With the generous support of our community, services are provided free of charge. All donations are gratefully received and are used right here in the City and County of Peterborough. When you're seriously ill, you have the right to be treated with dignity and respect. Furthermore, your family deserves to receive support and guidance during this stressful time. Hospice Peterborough can be an important part of your care team. You are not alone. Please call or drop in during business hours or check out the website at www.hospicepeterborough.org. Hospice staff and volunteers are waiting to provide caring support in a welcoming environment.
It's important to me to remain in contact with hospice because I myself personally was overwhelmed with the selflessness of the organization. And I think I would like to be a part of that and remain a part of it. And if I can help someone else, then I would like to.